let's proceed. We're starting off with Ryan Licht. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. Your time begins. Oh, speaking of time, we have a couple of non-verbal signals here that could become verbal. When the candidates have 30 seconds remaining in their time, ta-da, 30 seconds. And when the 30 seconds runs out, you're done. I don't know if there's a way, I don't have a way to cut off your microphone, but you'll be done. Okay? So, thanks very much. Ryan, your time starts now.
Good evening. Thank you for coming out tonight to the candidate forum. My name is Ryan Licht, and I'm running for seat 2 on the board. I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself and what I believe in. I've lived in southeast Wisconsin most of my life. A number of years ago, I attended Maranatha Baptist University in Watertown for my undergraduate education. After graduating, I had the choice to attend law schools here in the Midwest, but I chose Liberty University in Virginia. I chose Liberty because of their strong Christian background and their conservative worldview. Both are very important to me. I met my beautiful wife Rachel in 2008. She is a lifelong Waukesha resident and a high school teacher. And she's with us here tonight. Can you stand up? After we were married, we purchased land on the western edge of town on Meadow Ridge. 3 years later, we built our house. We enjoy sitting on our front porch during the summer months and taking in the view of the farmland and seeing Merrill Hills Road wind to the north. I've been blessed to live the American dream. Through hard work and education, I've been able to see success, build a home, and start a family. This is the same success I want for you. I want you, your children, and for your grandchildren. I believe in lower taxes, less government spending, and integrity. We can all agree that property taxes are too high. Town board did a good job the last budget reducing our property taxes. I was pleased with the result. I will work to ensure that this is a trend that continues with future budgets, so that instead of yearly tax increases, we see yearly tax reductions. In conjunction with tax increases, I have vowed to continue to fight needless and wasteful spending. Over the last several years, we've all had to make tough personal decisions. Local government should engage in the same belt tightening that we have to as private citizens. I'm eager to work with the board to find creative solutions to cut unnecessary expenses. I will work hard for you. Together, we can promote conservative ideals and ensure that the town remains a great place for you, your children, and your grandchildren. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ryan. And next, to John Merrick.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here this evening. It's been my honor and privilege to serve as your chairman for the past 2 years. We've made dramatic improvements in the town of Waukesha over the past 2 years. We've lowered your property taxes this year 4.8%. We've slashed spending on attorneys by 75%. We've cut spending in the current budget by 7%. We have installed a new accounting software system that allows us to accurately track income and expenses. We have a new ordinance requiring physical presence at all of our meetings, which brought an end to our cyber supervisor. Supervisor Durr and I spent months negotiating a new contract with our waste hauler, saving each and every household 25% on the fee we pay for waste collection. That same contract will save the town of Waukesha $175,000 this year alone and more than $1.5 million over the course of the contract. There's no more late night meetings and town board bickering sessions. Positive, proactive cooperation is the new normal between most board members. We're now supporting the city's bid for Lake Michigan water. That's the best protection for our aquifer, is to encourage the city of Waukesha to get their Lake Michigan water diversion. The town's been following state laws regarding how your taxes are spent. The complete budget and all of its detail on how each and every dollar spent is available at Town Hall or even on the town's website. You can click on it and view it at any time. Working with and sharing costs with our neighboring communities is now a common practice. And lastly, we have just completed our 2014 audit. Through sound fiscal management, we have increased the cash reserves by $806,000 in just 2 years. The audit reflects a balance of over $2.5 million in cash in our general fund. Supervisor Fisher is working closely with our auditor and treasurer to create a capital spending plan projecting many years into the future to ensure that the fire department and DPW their needs are met and those funds are properly allocated. We're at a critical point in the town's future. Gone are the days of out-of-control wild spending. Gone are the days of tampering with our financial statements. Gone are the days of endless meeting and ridiculous rules like the chicken ordinance and our cyber supervisor. I've kept spending down, lowered taxes, and brought civility to the board. We can continue to move forward with proactive, professional leadership.
Thank you, John. We're moving right along then to Wayne. You're next.
Hi, I'm Wayne. Let's do this first. Hi, I'm Wayne Krzyzanowski, and I'm running for town chairman. I have a bachelor's of science degree in chemistry from UWM. I've worked as an environmental chemist, a project manager, a quality control supervisor, and a general production supervisor. I have conducted many company meetings and training sessions with union and non-union employees. I love our motto that's on our flag behind me, a great place to live. I've been a resident since 1985 and love living here. I have attended almost all the town board meetings these past 5 years. However, these past 2 years I've seen an accelerated erosion of our town's tax base. I believe in negotiating with another municipality, but with a caveat. If a neighboring community wants to take something from our community, I want to know in writing what they are willing to give us in return. That exchange must favor our town. I am a detailed person and back up everything I say with documentation. I am not a politician, as you can see by my stumbling of these words, but a citizen who cares. All citizens deserve respect regardless of their point of view. Words are cheap, and I believe in the strong foundation of facts. I love the line from the movie Chicago, and I paraphrase. Are you going to believe what they tell you or what you see? 2 years ago, many things were told to you. At today's forum, let's try to see the facts. Fact 1, if you want city services, annexation is required and you will have to pay a price for hooking up to sewer and water. The sewer main costs $180 per foot. That means for every 100 feet of frontage that you have, it'll cost you $18,000. In addition, you'll have to pay $20,000 to $25,000 to hook up to this main. Are you ready for that bill? I'm not. Fact 2, the town hall septic system is still operable but undersized. There is no immediate need to hook up to the city sewer. From the information I have, the city would charge a $41,000 hookup charge. Let's stop this nonsense. Vote for me April 7th.
All right, Wayne. Thank you very much, Wayne. And next to Millette, you two have a similar sounding last name, though, it looks.
Yes.
Millette, thank you very much. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you all for being here. I'm Millette Krzyzanowski, and I'm a candidate for Town Board Supervisor number 4. I'm running against Supervisor Fisher, who publicly stated at the December 2013 annual budget meeting that as a matter of principle, he believes in taxing the maximum allowed by law. This statement even caught the attention of Mark Belling of WISN Radio, who devoted 2 shows and an editorial to this topic. Mr. Fisher denied the statement by declaring he is a fiscal conservative who wants to cut government spending. It's impossible to believe in both of these principles at the same time because they oppose each other. Mr. Fisher has demonstrated a pattern of flip-flopping on important issues during his tenure on the board. This is his most consistent position. In addition to changing his principle of taxation, Mr. Fisher has tried to eliminate the well monitoring program from the 2014 budget, only to have Chairman Merrick appoint him to be in charge of this program. To me, this is like putting the fox in charge of the hen house. I'm asking for your vote to end the endless rhetoric and gamesmanship of Mr. Fisher. I bring honesty, consistency, and respect for taxpayers and tax money. I'm a retired medical billing supervisor with a long history of volunteer service in various capacities to a wide variety of community organizations. My accounting and leadership background has prepared me to take on the responsibilities of serving you as a supervisor on the Waukesha Town Board. It is unfortunate that this evening's forum was scheduled without confirming if all the candidates were available. Larry Wolf is running for re-election as supervisor number 2. He could not be here this evening, but he deserves your vote as well. I look forward to answering your questions this evening. Thank you.
All right, Millette, thank you very much. Brian, you're up. Your time starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Bill Humphreys, for moderating. Thank you, town residents, for attending. Thank you, Wayne and Millette, Brian and John, for participating in this event with me. I am a husband to my lovely wife, Eileen, a parent with Eileen to 3 terrific adult children, Connor, Brennan, and Kendra, a town of Waukesha business owner and resident for more than 33 years. I am a member of Salem United Methodist Church, where I currently serve as the chairman of the Board of Trustees and as a member of the Finance Committee and Church Council. I am a member of the Advisory Board and Executive Committee and the current chairman of the Property Committee of the local unit of the Salvation Army. I'm a current member and past president and past director of the Waukesha Kiwanis Early Risers. In addition to serving as a town supervisor for the past 4 years, I continue to serve on the Town of Waukesha Plan Commission, as I have done since the mid-1980s. Good things have happened during the past 2 years. Here are 5 of them. Number 1, civility in behavior and speech between members of the town board is commonplace again. The bickering has ended. Supervisors Jim Radke and Mike Durr, both of whom were elected last year, deserve much of this credit for the sorely needed change. Cyber supervising is gone. I was an early and outspoken critic of this practice, by which a former town supervisor lived out of state for 4 to 5 months each year and tried to attend meetings on Skype. Number 3, spending for legal services is down approximately 70%. During 2011 and 2012, we spent about $250,000 each year, exceeding by far the recent historical norm of less than $40,000 per year. We are no longer picking needless fights. This is progress. Number 5, we have a new long-term garbage collection contract. The annual cost of garbage collection has been reduced from $650,000 to $400,000 per year. The savings have been passed along to town residents. And lastly, last November, the town board proposed and the electors approved a decrease in the tax levy of 3.8%. I voted in favor of the tax decrease, as did John Merritt, and the majority of the electors who attended the meeting. Neither Larry Wolf or Wayne Krzyzanowski or my opponent, Millette Krzyzanowski, voted for the tax decrease. That is my summary of some of the good things that have occurred during the past 2 years. I'm looking forward to sharing my vision of the future of our town as the evening unfolds. Thank you.
All right, thanks to all of you for your opening comments. Now let's go around in the same order again. I think that's the fair way to go. Same order again this time around to respond to anything you've heard said, or maybe whatever. Use your 90 seconds in a way that you think best.
Thank you. Just wanted to respond to Millette. I think it's important that we are available to answer your questions tonight. We all received the same notice about this meeting. I received the same notice as everybody else, and unlike my opponent apparently, I think it's important that we're here to defend what we believe in and to tell you what we think about the issues.
All right, we'll reset our timekeeping devices and go to John.
Thank you. A couple of notes. First of all, you can all see the progress as you pulled up into Town Hall of the new sewer lateral that's going to be hooked up from Town Hall to the city sewer service. We do not have to pay a $41,000 fee. We tried to explain that to my opponent, but to no avail. The only fees we're paying are the regular connection fees and permit fees, which amount to less than $500. Once again, there is no $41,000 fee. Our town septic has failed, and it needs to be replaced, and we've been waiting on this for far too long. Regarding the erosion of our tax base, in the last 12 months, exactly one property has been annexed into the city, 20 acres of swampland. I don't think that's a big loss to us. Any of the property is a loss, but the massive erosion simply isn't there. Regarding connecting to city services, nobody forces any town resident to connect to any city services. That's your choice. If your septic failed or your well had failed, you have the option to do that if there's a water main or a septic main or a sewer main near you. But there is no charge for that. And the fact that the town of Waukesha, our own town hall, is being hooked up to city services proves the mere fact that you don't have to annex in order to receive those services.
Okey-doke. Thank you. Wayne?
A lot of what John just said is not true. I said I do things with documentation. I have copies of the Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement. In here, it says in one portion, where there are no connection fees, the town shall not be required to pay the connection fees required under section 13.04 of the Waukesha Municipal Code. The town shall, however, pay the connection fees required in section 29.14 Waukesha Municipal Code. Here's the municipal code that says you have to pay a fee. And then they also have the chart that tells you how much the fee is going to cost depending on the pipe that's going to be going in there. And if it's a 4-inch pipe, it's $40,000, $713. If it's a 6-inch, it's going to be $81,400. That's the information that I came up with. Also, the statement about that you do not have to annex. There is no intent to serve any other property in the surrounding area, and the city does not waive its right to require annexation of any contiguous or adjoining property in the event there is a request for sewage service to any other property. That's you. Town hall gets away with it, you don't.
All right, thank you, Wayne. Millette?
I would just like to comment on a couple of items as well. The idea that they're very proud that they've gotten rid of the cyber supervisor. It's fortunate that County Executive Dan Fracas didn't have to deal with that rule when he was seeking treatment for medical care in California for 2 to 3 months, because he was able to continue doing his job serving Waukesha County through the use of the internet, attending meetings cyberly, and having his office call him. And he was able to conduct his duties. If somebody on our town board had a medical condition that required out-of-state treatment, they would not be able to continue their duties because that is no longer allowed in this town. And I think that's an unfortunate decision when the modern technology would allow people to do that. And like I said, our county executive used that, and he was very happy with being able to do that. The other thing I'd like to comment on is we keep saying about the historical attorney's fees for less than $40,000. Last year, we spent $80,000 on attorneys. $60,000 is budgeted for 2015. I have yet to see the attorney who will work for less than $40,000. They keep saying that they're out there, but our town has a very good attorney, I think, but he works for $200 an hour, and it's far more, $80,000 is double $40,000. Thank you.
All right, Millette, thank you. Brian?
Sure. I have a couple of things to say in response to your opening comment, Millette. Wasn't lost on me that you spent a lot of time talking about me. Number one, with regard to the monitoring of the town wells, your cheap shot about that needs a response. I asked to have the opportunity to take charge of that program because we went for well over a year when someone else was in charge of it and it never got done. Since I asked to take charge of that, and 4 of the 5 board members supported me, it was done twice last year, and the latest cycle of testing is now in progress. So that's a bunch of nonsense. Secondly, with regard to the issue of taxation, actions speak louder than words, folks. I will repeat it again. Last November, and many of you were here, the town board presented a budget for this year. In fact, I had the pleasure of being able to make that PowerPoint presentation. And that presentation proposed to reduce the town tax levy by 3.8%. The mill rate from $1.88 a thousand to $1.78 a thousand. John Merrick, Brian Fisher, and most of the people, about 50 strong in this room assembled, voted for that tax reduction. Larry Wolf voted no. Wayne and Millette Krzyzanowski voted abstain. Folks, actions speak louder than words. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and thanks to all five of you for keeping pretty close to the clock. That's helpful. Moves us right along.